Oh, that was as bad as anything Burnley sent up in the Premier League, said one Burnley fan on Twitter. Calm down, says another. Nicky will sort it out. What's your view? Well, we've got Jordan here, fresh back from watching that performance at the Hawthorns this afternoon to give his view on all the above. Thank you for watching. This is Where Clarets Walk. As you know by now, I hope. It's a 15-minute sideways look at all things Burnley FC, all the ridiculous and the sublime takes on this famous old football club. Great to have your company with us. We've got Dan and Connor, who aren't ducking out because the goings get tough. They are both on holiday at the moment, so we wish them well. So, Jordan, you are solo, my friend, this week. How are you?
I am. I'm not too bad. How's yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, saw some good football at the weekend at Goodison Park. We're 40 million less in the coffers thanks to you guys, but we're still doing all right. How
I
about
got.
your football?
Do you know what? After what we served up today, I don't have. I'm going to say I don't have the words, but then somebody will claim me on Twitter. Yeah, no, it's hard to sum up what we watched. On one side of it, you've got it's new. Do you know, Nicky Hayen's getting to understand his best players, his best team. But on the other side, as a fan that's put up with this, pardon me, but shite for the best
Yeah,
part of 24 months, it's like, how much more patient do you want us to be?
that
You know.
is that is fair. Edwards is coming out for a lot of stick online. We are going to talk about him in a couple of minutes' time, but we also want to say, look, we're not about calling out players or making it because there are human and everyone makes mistakes, but the amount of vitriol that I've seen for him is well, no player really should. No player can be that bad, but maybe Jordan, you'll have a view on that in a minute. Right, let's get into the social media takes then. PW says a few of them need a rocket up their backside and won't be bothered if I never saw Edwards again. Ramsey didn't do enough last week to deserve a start, and he was even worse this week. Humphries is all over the place. It seems like, and here's the question I put at you: there is zero leadership out there. How much of all that do you agree with or not?
I agree with the vast bulk of it. We can give Humphries a pass. He hasn't dropped a stinker in quite a while, so he could just be having an off day. But I agree with him with Ramsey. Ramsey he wasn't at it last week against West Ham. He tries to do too much, and you try and do too much, you end up doing nothing. He did it again today. I don't know. He keeps doing this thing. He keeps slipping. It's really stressing me out. It's like if your blades aren't doing it, put some studs on. It's not rocket science, is it? But yeah, the vast bulk of that were true. But I don't want to be too hard on Humphries. Yeah, he dropped a stinker. I'm aware of that. But he's had so many good games. It is a little bit unfair to all pounce on him.
What about Edwards then? This week there says I wish I could. It wouldn't be sad if I never saw him again. Much maligned, isn't he? But if you look at it on paper, he's so talented and comes with a pedigree of doing well at all the clubs. Why is he not doing well at Burnley?
I do think it really comes down to his motivation personally. So I've mentioned a few times on here, I used to play in a youth ranks myself. Now, I wasn't the best, nowhere near the best. I was towards the bottom, I'd say personally, but I tried everything. I tried every single time. And there were lads there that are just like Edwards. They had all the talent in the world. God had given them every single gift, and they just couldn't be asked. It's almost like they knew they were too good. That mentality you've got to kick straight out of him. But however, while I'm on the point, because I haven't seen any of what you've said, but we need to learn to differentiate the man from the footballer. It's saying you'll be happy to never see him again. That's a little bit far. It is only football. It's not the end of the world. But no, I think with all his ability and all his talent, if he could just keep himself on track and focused and put a bit more motivation into what he's doing, he wouldn't be playing at Burnley. He'd be playing at a mid-level Premier League side because he does have that talent. We've seen that talent. Yet we don't see it enough, and it's dribs and drabs. And it's like the best game we saw of him last season were against Liverpool, and he tore that defence asunder. We haven't seen that since. You don't lose that. If you are capable to do that, you don't lose it. It doesn't go. I mean, that were only 12 months ago. It doesn't go that fast. So to me, it's just laziness.
The more startling comparisons being made are being made to Parker's side, as we said at the start of the show. I mean, this one from Crypto says, why are we still playing like we're managed by Parker? Can't press, can't pass, have no patterns of play other than to pass to the wing, and then we give the ball away. We don't give service to the striker, then we get all men behind the ball after 10 minutes to defend a 1-0 lead. Scott Parker. I mean, 2 games in, we can't criticise the manager here, but there are. Is it going to take a while, and more importantly, a much while longer than we thought to shape this side into a new ideas?
So, need to put things into perspective, in my opinion. So now I do see that side again. I will reiterate, I do see that side. It will take time. However, when people come and they go, "Oh, it's just a work in progress," it takes a little bit of time. They're not robots. You don't need to program them. They're humans. If you tell them something, surely they should just do it. Maybe it's a confidence thing. I remember seeing from very vividly. Remember seeing from a Bournemouth fan, and I think it was on a podcast, and he said something about he Parker will manage the individuality out of every single player. Now, if we compare that, maybe you could say that he's done that so heavily that a lot of them don't remember what it's like to be an individual player. They're just used to that a bit too much. No, and I agree. 10 minutes in, I kicked back me and thought, what is the point? Because when that first goal went in, I thought, well, you can't do that. You can't invite pressure for that long. If it were the 80th minute, 1-0 up, you put 11 men behind the ball. Completely respect it, completely understand it. You don't do it 10 minutes in. These boys they're not just chumps you found at the pub. It's another professional team. You know what I mean? They know how to break you down and give them
Yeah,
long enough and it'll eventually happen.
yeah. This from another one. Nicky Hayen says it was worse, Jordan, than anything we offered last year in the Prem. Heads and shoulders down, negativity everywhere, looked clueless at times. The only player who offered anything was JBL. Nicky has so much work to do. I just really hope this isn't terminal. I mean, you saw some. Everyone watching this saw some really dire performances in the Premier League last season. I mean, Everton away, I was there particularly. I thought they were absolutely shocking. Was that West Brom performance as bad as anything? Worse than anything you saw last year?
No, it was just as bad. You can't say, "Oh, that was worse." I mean, if you lose tremendously, you lose tremendously. There's no like that was a better loss than that one. It's all the same stuff, just stick it up a different way in it. So it's all the same to me. But no, we've got to really, really start getting this Parker mentality and this whole Parker this and Parker. Parker's gone. Let's forget about Parker now. It was a bad watch. Granted, we had a good time in the Championship, but it was a bad watch in the Premier League. We now just need to move on. The club needs to completely move away. If anything that they use is still like something that he put his spin on, they need to fire it off. Everything that attaches us to Parker needs letting go of, and there is still some things like that. Players, for example, how many times do you see Ramsey today get into an half decent position, turn back and pass? And then you get a lane, he'd charge, and you think, "Why, hey, come on, get up that wing, get up there." And he'd get to his place, he'd turn, pass back to Kyle Walker. And he's like, what was the point in the run? You've just wasted seconds because now we're back to square one. You might as well have just not done the in between bit.
I just don't get how last week we sit here, the West Ham game in the second half in particular, and we're like, yeah, this is going to work. This is going to be good, and then we completely go to pot against. I guess I don't mean a decent West Brom side, but don't forget this is a West Brom side that only survived on, the final couple of games last season. They've not really, done anything
For me, West Ham
anything
were
spectacular.
for me, West Ham were an anomaly. So we all thought, wow, look at what we've just done against them. We were going to piss the league. Pardon my French. And then we find out, uh, excuse me, yesterday that West Ham aren't up to it either because Charlton dog walked them. Let's have it right. They weren't a good side. So now that makes that draw look a lot less impressive. If they'd have turned up and steamrolled Charlton 4-0 or something, you'd have been like, wow, we really did something there, didn't we? But then when you see them lose that, it's not that impressive. And we can't live off that. You've got to bring that same mentality into the next game. And something I have noticed, it seems that it's happened a few times now in the pre-season. It's happened in the first 2 games. We are quite happy to go behind in a game to then give us that spark. Well, why fight an uphill battle? Why don't you do it at an even playing field? Because you only start playing when the goal goes in. So when it went 2-1, we played a bit, then it died off. Then they got the third, we played a bit, and it completely died off. It's the same rinse repeat cycle, and it's something that drastically needs to change. And the answer, and so many people on Twitter, the answer, we need signings. We don't. We need to stop making signings. We have that much deadwood at Burnley, and I don't mean that in a nasty way, just like players
Yeah.
that ain't going to play. and they're just lingering about on the books, and we're paying wages, so we can't free up a space for maybe like not a world beater per se, but somebody that'll bring a bit of pizzazz, maybe something different. And we don't have that room or that capacity with money, even though we did handsomely get 40 million off yourselves. Still don't know where that's gone. I'll be quite
Yeah.
honest with you. Alan Pacey's back pocket. Sorry while I'm on the rant, but he's turned our club into a profit builder. The only man who can change that opinion is him, and I don't see him do anything different. I heard today Sky Sports who went in player income outgoings have made 90 million. And what have we put back into the club? Well, I know that Elaine were free, Raguba were about 6 million, Sapayev were free. Where is that 90 million gone?
Fleming was obviously missing from the game from the game today, and there's rumours he could be on his way. Surely, if you want to do anything this season, though, you need to keep an asset like that.
Again, it just goes back to what I just said. It's just a moneymaker for Alan, as far as I see it. So the second he smelt a bit of interest from Lille and a bit of interest from yourselves, I think he's gone, hey, don't damage the asset. That's what it feels to me. I could be wrong, and I hope I am very wrong. But Odebear were injured. He went the week after. I put this on Twitter. Sanderberg were injured, went the week after. How many people? Cornet was injured, went the week after. So to me, it's just the way I see it from past experience. He's gone. I hope he's not, and I hope I'm wrong, and I'm told to shut my mouth. But that's just how past representations have led on now.
Okay. Let us know your thoughts in the comments as you always do. Great to read everything you put on last week as well. We massively appreciate it. Let's look at some kits. Now we've got two to now. Of course, we have all the issues with the sponsors. You mentioned last week about the lack of claret. Sorry, the lack of blue on the home kit. Jordan, are you a fan of the design, the style?
The home kit, you can take it or leave it for me. It's not one I'll remember. It's all right.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, needs more blue.
yeah, definitely. If you made the arms blue like up to here, you made them blue, it'd probably work a bit more. I don't like the tubing, like the little pinstripe, if you will. I'm
Yeah,
not so keen. However, that one to the side of it is the
yeah,
absolute creme de la creme. I love that. That will go down as one of my favourite tops ever.
yeah, and yeah, good release videos as well for this as well. Yeah, it's good.
Aggravating, very aggravating, because we didn't know what it was. The first three videos.
Yes, you thought you were signing a cow or something, or somebody related to the cow.
No, people started like taking the number off the cow because the cow had a number on its neck, and people were taking the numbers and adding them up and dividing them, like going proper internet sleuth.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and it turned out to be a cream kit. Yeah,
yeah,
milk kit. Yeah. Nice badge on it, of course, as well. Super.
definitely.
Right then, yes, Norwich next week. Then fancy that?
With Norwich's recent form, yes, I do. Don't get me wrong, it's a test. It's going to be a test. Do I want Wolves? Like, because that's the game after, I'm pretty sure. Do I want Wolves next? No, I don't. So I'm glad it's Norwich. Let's just stabilise the ship, even if it's a 1-0, but it looks good. Then we've something to work on and take into the next game. Because if we come out of Norwich with anything less than 3 points, as far as I'm concerned, you can wrap the season up and just leave it alone.
Okay. 3 games in. It's going to be a long old
That's how it
season.
is. But this is Parker's fault. And sorry, I hate going back to the guy, but this is how tiresome as a fan base he made us. We got Nicky and we thought, hey, difference. And then it's just like, well, take your mask off because there's Parker underneath there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Um, God, just when you thought it was safe to come back on here talking about Scott Parker.
I know.
Right, that's us for this week. Cheers, Jordan. Great solo
Thank you very
effort,
much.
as always, and we'll catch you the other side of Carrow Road. Do you care about the cup, by the way? I've mentioned
I'm actually a big liker of the cup. I'm happy we're going to Bradford. I tried to get tickets. I got on it straight after work and they'd all gone because he put them on for a fiver. So there's a lot of respect to Bradford for doing that because that's good of them.
Yeah, okay. We'll review that game and the Norwich game then this time next week. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you very much for watching. Drop us a supplement when you're done so. This has been Where Clarets Walk.